What's up guys, SkittleRampage here. So today we're going to be going over some of the best Funko Pops of January this year. So let's check it out. Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. So today, this is going to be a different style video. This is actually something that I wanted to do for this year, where I do one video a month, basically just highlighting some of the best pops of that month. Now, we are 2 weeks into February. I apologize. I pushed this video off way too long, but we're doing it now and that's fine. So basically every single month, I want to talk about some of the best pops that were announced or showed off. So my question of the day for today's video is related to the topic, and that is, what do you feel was one of the best Funko Pops for January? Alrighty guys, so let's go ahead and jump right into things. So the first one I want to talk about is Invincible here. So we did actually get our first looks at the Invincible Pop moment last month, so that's why I'm kind of counting it. So check this one out. We have Omni-Man and Invincible. This was definitely a fantastic choice by Funko to choose this moment from the show. The Think Mark moment meme is just hilarious here, as well as very bloody and a very serious thing at that. After some of the really bad anime moments that we got back in 2023, a lot of fans were worried at how this was going to turn out, but Funko really nailed it. Now, speaking of meme pops, we do have the Kermit and Constantine 2-pack. I think this one was just hilarious, and that's why Funko decided to make this. They wanted to capitalize off that hype. I do feel it's like way after than when it happened. They could have made this years ago, and I think it would have been even more successful than now. Either way though, I'm loving the fact that Funko's continuing to make more and more meme pops, so here's hoping they continue with that line. Next up, we had a couple Pokemon choices here. So we did actually have Luxray here being the best one in that new set with Wooloo and Grookey, as well as the Pokemon Deluxe moment here. So that moment is chosen from the lab when you first choose your Pokemon and then go off into the world and go on adventures, and I thought that was a really great moment. I do agree with a lot of people saying that it could have been designed better. Maybe we could have gotten the Pokemon a little bit bigger in it, or maybe they could have chosen different starters. But that aside, I still think this was one of the best pops announced back in January, and I do think Funko did at least a decent job designing this one. Yes, it could have been better, but it's still really freaking cool. Next up, for My Hero Academia, I chose two of the new set from last month, and we did have a Tomura here and Mirko here. So Tomura is just excellent all around. There's detail all over the purple bruised up arm, the blood going down his face, him laughing in excitement and how much he's terrorizing people, the messy hair flowing in the wind, and then the base stand of him destroying the ground around him. Overall, it is such a beautiful pop, and I can't wait to see it in person. And for Mirko, I just really like the fact that they designed her in a kicking action pose, since obviously she uses her legs a lot to fight with. So I do feel they did a really great job designing her and giving her that nice dynamic pose. Now, of course, you could argue that Dobby could also be a contender for one of the best pops last month, but in my opinion, the Dobby still looks very similar to the original one we got. And it's a really nice mold, but I do feel they could do better than what they did. For One Piece, I think this one was a no-brainer. Zoro, Nothing Happened here, the Hot Topic exclusive that is currently sold out everywhere. This thing is amazing. They literally nailed the design of this. They nailed that just broken look on his face and the blood all over him, the bruises all over him. And I think the popularity around this one is something we haven't seen for a Hot Topic exclusive, especially in such a long time. And not to mention, you had that weird glow belt going around that was causing chaos among collectors. So overall, this one was just crazy hyped and everybody loved it. And on top of all that, they even put the quote on the inner flap of "Nothing Happened," which is just icing on the cake. They did a great job with this one. Next, for Seven Deadly Sins, I had two choices here. We did have the Possessed Meliodas, which the darkness around the base stand is just what makes this pop, as well as the lunging pose. And then Merlin there was also a really great choice, using her magic all around her, which in turn also makes a base stand around her too, which is just really great. And that whole new Seven Deadly Sins set was actually really well designed, but I would say these were two of the best. Moving on, for a Marvel selection, we did have the amazing Spider-Man here. So this is the latest comic cover that they brought to life. And the swinging web pose is really great, holding the mask. They just really nailed the look of this pop. and it gives me so much Andrew vibes. And I think that's a lot of the reasons as to why I love this pop so much. The only gripe I would say I have about this cover pop is the fact that the webbing detail didn't turn out as detailed as I hoped. It looks a little weird and very clear. Next, for the Simpsons, we did have the Mr. Sparkle Homer Simpsons pop, a Previews Diamond Collection exclusive. This one just turned out so great, and the mold was just so unique that I had to include it in this. I actually don't really remember this from The Simpsons personally, so I don't have like a personal attachment to, but I wanted to give credit where it's due. This is a phenomenal looking pop. A selection I had for Disney comes from Encanto here, and that was the Pop Town of Mirabel here. This one was just so beautifully colored that it just had to be included. She also turned out really great. I'm not really sure what she's holding in the basket. It just looks like supplies for something. So I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm not a really big Disney movie watcher, so I never watched Encanto, but I can still appreciate this pop. Next up, from the newest Godzilla movie coming soon, we did get a full set of new Funko Pops, and we'll probably even get a wave 2 with hopefully even better Funko Pops. But the two choices I did actually have was Godzilla here, with the atomic breath there. So this one I just thought looked pretty cool with the pinkish looking breath. And I also chose Scar there as the deluxe on the throne. I did feel that these were the two best from that lineup. Other than that, it honestly reminds me a lot of the last movie, outside of the new characters, of course, but there's only so much they could really do there. But here's hoping with the Wave 2 that some of the pops look really excellent. For sports, we surprisingly had some really cool pops last month. So some of the ones I did want to feature include these NBA Jam pops. So I never actually played this game growing up, but these were so freaking cool, especially with the 8-bit flame effect coming off the ball, as well as their feet. And they literally look like they were taken directly from the game, so Funko did a great job executing the design on these. And I hope more 8-bit pops, or I think these are technically considered 16-bit pops, somebody was saying. But anyways, 8-bit, 16-bit, just that style of pop. I hope they continue doing really cool ones like this versus the X-Men ones we got recently. And another sports selection I did have was Jason Kelsey here. So this one was just too hilarious not to mention. It turned out really great, and it's literally for that specific sports fan here. And what was great about Funko doing this is, one, proceeds were going to charity, but two, it was actually a pre-order situation. So it's not like they made 30, 40,000 of these in hopes that people would buy it. They just dropped it on the Funko shop for pre-order for a weekend, and that's it. No more will be sold. So with it being a funny mold and the uniqueness around the drop, I definitely wanted to include it. Now, the final selection I had for some of the best pops in January last month did include these Slipknot pops here. So I don't know too much about the band personally, just these seem to make a lot of people really happy, and I thought they were really well designed, even though I do find them a tad creepy. They're just like really creepy to look at. But that aside, I can still appreciate the really nice designs here. And I love when new pops like this make fans happy, so definitely wanted to include these. Well guys, those are some of the best pops of January in my personal opinion, but feel free to let me know in the comments below as to which ones you felt were the best. And of course, if you guys did like this video where I recap some of the best pops from that specific month, hit that like button down below. It lets me know you guys want to see more. Now, with all that being said, that is everything for this video. Again, thank you so much for watching. I do want to end off the video by saying a big shout out to all the wonderful Patreon supporters of the channel. You guys are amazing for supporting myself and the channel. If you guys are interested and want to check out the Patreon, the link is down below. We have a Patreon-only Discord where we share a lot of information, news, restocks, updates, links, and more. And lastly, make sure to follow me on all my social medias at SkittleRampage over on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and my Facebook page, so you can stay up to date. All right, love you guys. See you guys in the next one. See you guys later. Bye.